Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your June the 6th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Okay. The title of the meditation, Service Strengthens Our Foundation. Service begins when we put ourselves aside and welcome the newcomer. That simple action might be the most important thing we ever do. That comes from guiding principles, tradition 2 for groups. Many of us recall being welcomed by total strangers as we stumble into our first Narcotics Anonymous meeting. We felt oddly at home in the rooms of recovery, and that fragile sense of belonging made all the difference. Every gesture mattered. A warm smile, a gentle hug, a meeting directory. When members looked in our eyes, asked our name, and treated us like a human being, we were stunned in a good way. Welcoming newcomers is one of the most significant things we do in NA. It's important to be welcomed, and it's important to be welcoming. Those of us who have trouble getting out of our own way can extract a powerful lesson from graciously welcoming new members. We take a break from our busy brains and reinforce our belief in the NA program. Against all odds, we are clean and it can work for you too. It's a message we all need to hear. It keeps us anchored in Narcotics Anonymous. When we set aside our thoughts and feelings to welcome the newcomer, we reinforce our state in our recovery. We defy the self-centered and self-seeking nature of the disease of addiction. We shelve our burdens and answer that call from a newcomer. It offers perspective and reminds us that we keep what we have by giving it away. Each act of service strengthens our foundation in recovery and deepens our investment in this new way of life. I will extend a warm welcome to a new member and pay attention to how it benefits us both. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Well, family, this is one of those days where I have so much on my mind, and it mostly is centered around some old timers that really invested in me that are no longer here. Donald H. invested a lot of time and energy into my recovery. Jerry C. invested a lot of time into my recovery. And they're no longer here. And I'm thinking about them. I'm thinking about the state that I was in when I came into the program of Narcotics Anonymous and how they embraced me. They made room for my moodiness, my mental illness. They made room for my propensity towards religiosity. They made room for me, and I'm forever grateful. And I believe today, Donald H., I can't remember how much clean time, but his clean date, I want to say was June 5th. And then Jerry C. if I can remember correctly, he passed away in 2006 on June the 6th. And they are on my mind today because they made space, not just for myself, but they made space for other people, for the newcomer. They weren't afraid to roll up their sleeves and do the work with the newcomer. And I just appreciate that. And today my mind is set on how can I better serve Narcotics Anonymous? And one of the ways is to make sure that we make room for the newcomer, that we graciously welcome new members, that we remember that we can only keep what we have by giving it away. And a lot of what we have is a direct result of our having a safe place to go and stay clean, recover on a daily basis, and start to make better decisions. And some of those better decisions brought us into financial situations where we were now able to even afford. I was talking to, I'll just call him Cowboy. I was talking to Cowboy about being grateful and that a grateful addict will never use. And how is that possible? Because in the moment of the obsession, they're able to draw on the things that they're grateful for as a direct result of being clean. And so even when we're having a lapse, we're able to focus on the beauty of recovery, the hard work we've invested, and our utter unwillingness to let that go and start all over again. I was talking to a friend of mine and she was just saying, man, I wish I had never relapsed. It's so hard to keep the lid on this thing. It's very hard. But the beautiful part is that if we have relapse, we do have experience on what led to it. And we can avoid that. It may not be comfortable, but we can avoid those things that led up to it. And we also have the beautiful experience of having stayed clean for a period of time. So we know we can do it. We know we can do it. It's just surviving that initial stage of detox and withdrawal and disconnecting from people, places, and things all over again, walking a different way rather than walking the same old way where you have to pass the boys on the corner, right? We are what strengthens Narcotics Anonymous. And part of that is being willing to be of service and give back what was freely given to us. Extend a warm welcome today to a newer member. Hopefully, if you've given your number out to a newer member who was asking for your number, you have that number in your phone. Just text. I was thinking about you today. Spiritual principle of the day meditation made me really think about you. And I'm really hoping that in your ongoing recovery, you find this a hospitable, safe place to be. I just want you to know that I'm here for you if you ever want to talk or you want to text. Some people aren't into talking now. They just want to text, right? Just let them know that you're there for them. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I'm going to have a beautiful day on purpose, and I want you to do the same. I have every confidence in you. Talk to you tomorrow.